Okay. So good evening, friends. Today is the fourth day of the workshop, and the topics which I'm going to cover today are very important topics. So I'm going to cover the date functions, number functions, statistics functions, and the some of the advanced chart. So for 5 to 10 minutes, I'm just going to tell you that what I'm going to cover today, and then we directly go to the Power BI. So this is the agenda for today's session. First of all, we will discuss the number functions, which includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentage, percentage of, modulo, and round functions. These are the very common functions in number. Then we go for statistical function. For example, calculating the median, mode, average, like that, minimum, maximum. And then I will also cover date functions. And in the last, I will show you the 4 or 5 charts. So name I have to change in this slide. Date functions. First of all, we will cover date functions, and you can see all these options like year of the month, quarter, week, day, subtract days, earliest, latest. So all are the functions available under the date head. And you must have at least one date variable to apply these functions. And if you have two date functions, then you can apply subtract days. So we will see how we can apply all these functions. Then we will do some calculations here. So I have one exercise where I have the data of 4 variables: the price of the product, the quantity sold, discount provided, total cost. So you are required to calculate the sales and the profit. So how to calculate the sales and the profit? So we will apply some addition, deletion, division, multiplication, and all. So we will apply these functions: addition, multiply, subtract, divide, modulo, percentage, percentage of. So these are the number functions that we will learn today. And then we go for modulo, percentage, percentage of. Modulo is nothing. It is a remainder. So if you remember, if we divide a number by a small number, for example, if I divide 9 by 2, the remainder will be 1. So this modulo is nothing. It is just the remainder. Percentage, suppose you want to calculate the percentage of a series, you can do that. Similarly, percent of, suppose you want to know that this number is the 18% of which number, so that number will come. So we can do small calculations in Power BI. And then we will use round functions, round up, round down, and round function. So we will discuss on that. If you click on the round up, it will move to the next higher whole number. If you click on the round down, if it will go to the next lower number. And round is used to select the decimals: 2 decimal, 3 decimal, 4 decimal, as you need. Then we will do some even function, odd function. So we can ask the software that whether my series is even or odd. The software will tell you answer in the form of true and false. Then we will use some statistics function. So these are the basic functions like sum. If you want to do sum, minimum value, maximum value, median value, average value, standard deviation, like that. So we will learn how to apply these statistical functions. Then we will learn 5 charts, these 5 or 4 important charts. Number 1, drill down donut chart, drill down pie chart, infographic chart. So where you can put your image and or any other image or the company logo in the chart. Sunburst chart. Then this is the agenda for today. So let's directly go to the Power BI. And I will open the PPT just to see whether I'm going in line or not. So I just want to go in sequence. So first of all, we will cover the date functions. So we have our Power BI logo on the desktop. Just click on this. And we will continue the same file that we are using from the last 3 days. I hope all of you have opened your account so that you can see your name here. And I'm using this January file. All of you are, I hope you are working on the same data and same file. Okay. So, yes, now I will get each and everything. So our title page is this. Okay. Now, we are using this data set Power BI. And today I add some of the new columns into it. So whenever you make some changes in the Excel data or the source data, the Power BI is very, very smart to capture all the changes. So Power BI is not only accommodate the changes you made in the Excel file, Power BI also accommodate those changes which you applied in Power Query. So that way, the software is very smart. If I click on this, you can see that today to yesterday, we did so many changes into it. So I want to keep these changes as it is. In addition to that, I want to add new columns that I add in the source data. So whatever changes I am doing, I did in the Excel data, I also need those changes along with the changes which I did in the Power BI. So you just click on these 3 dots and refresh data. So after this refresh data, all the changes you did in the Excel file is already comes here. So software is taking few seconds rather, in taking all the new changes. Okay. Yeah. So now you can see that we are having some new variables X, Y, Z, price, quantity, total cost. So these are the new variables that I added today for our new functions. So first of all, we are going to learn how to use the date function. So for that, you know that we have to go for home, transform data. So we have to go to transform data to apply the new functions. So I click on the transform data and this will take me to the new page, and all the transformation you can done here. These are the data sets which you are having in the Power BI, and I want to apply the functions on Power Query data set. And the so if you click on the Power Query data set, the variables you can see here. All the variables you can see here. Okay. And these are the previous functions you applied. Software will take all the records of the changes you applied. Okay, now the first job that we are going to do today is to apply which functions? Date functions. So I have to find out the date. This is the date of joining. So when the person joined the company, and this is the promotion when he got the first promotion. So I am going to use these sheets first of all. So I am selecting these two sheets like this. And now I am shifting to the last. Why I am shifting to the last? Because I am going to apply the functions here. Okay. So we can also, so this file is now a big file. So we can keep on dragging and take to the last. So software is also reordered column 2 and 4. Now I think now we have shifted all the columns. So there are two variables here. Both are the date variable. You can see that if you click on this, and you can see that both the variables are date variables. This is also a date variable. Yeah, but date variable only, not date time. Okay. Now we are going to apply the functions, date functions. All the date functions are available. If you go to the transform, you first need to go to the transform to see the functions. So click on the transform. And when you go to the transform, you can see the functions here. So this is statistic function, standard function, and similarly we have the date function here. Okay, yeah. So you can see this date function in the right hand side, and we are going to apply this date function. So this is our first job. Now I select one column first. So first thing that I have to think always, so do I need to transform this variable, or I want to create a new column? So you have to ask every time. I do not want to change this existing column. Rather, I want to add a new column. So when you want to add a new column, you can go to the add column. So what is the difference I'm telling you? If I just keep, if I be there in the transform and apply any change, like for example, year. So you can see that the existing variable transforms. The old data will go. So this is the problem with the transformation. So in the transformation, the existing variable transforms. So I am deleting this. If you want to go back, you just delete this command. So now I am not interested in transforming this variable. Rather, I need a new variable, new column. So I am going to the add column. After this, I am going to the date function. And if I click on the year, the new variable will come year. The new variable will come. You can see that the new variable year will come. Similarly, I go to the date and month. So the month will come. So this is February. This is June. So software is extracting the month from the date, year from the date, month from the date. Similarly, we can extract the day from the date. So just select this column, click, and now I need day. So the date is also coming 12, 12, 18, 18, 9, 9, like this. So let's see what we can else we can do. Date. So you can also extract the quarter of the year. So the February comes in first quarter, June comes in second quarter, like this, because according to the Power BI, the first quarter is January, February, March. The second quarter is April, May, June. It is according to the US standard. Okay, so now you know that how easy it is to extract the day, the month, the quarter, the year from a date. Now I'm deleting this, all of this. Okay, so we come back to the two dates. Okay, now I want to convert the date into the name of the day. So I want day and name of the day. So software will tell me that this date is Friday. This date is Tuesday. This date is Wednesday. How easy it is to convert a date into a day. So you can convert the date into a day very easily within 1 minute, within 1 second rather. So let's delete it. Okay, let's see some more functions. Date, day. You can find out that which is the day of the week, or even which week it is of the year. So let's say week of the year. So this is the 7th week of the year, 26th week of the year. So you will get the week of the year. Okay. Similarly, day of the week. Day of the week. Now day. So this is the 4th day of the week. Now this 0. So you may be thinking that what is 0? 0 is a Monday, Sunday, which day? So if you want to know that according to the Power BI, 0 means what? So let's do one thing. Go to the date, day, name of the day. So software will tell you that this 0 means Monday. According to the Power BI, 0 means Monday, 1 means Tuesday, and 2 means Wednesday. So this is the nomenclature of Power BI. So 0 is the start of the week by Monday. So all the date functions are available here. And let's do some more thing. Okay, I am deleting these two columns. So you can delete from here. Now let's see. I want to know that what is the age? Age means because how many years is from this date till today. So you can calculate the age. So software is calculating this age. This is in number of days. This is a number of days, or age is coming in number of days. Similarly, let's say I am showing you one more thing. So I select promotion and date of joining and go to the subtract days. So I want to know that how many days comes in between two dates. So now software is telling me that these number of days comes in between the two dates. And because I selected the promotion date first, so the software subtract second column which you selected after from the column which you selected first. So we can also do this. So let's delete this. Okay, so you know that how many functions are available to convert the dates. So just try. There are many more functions also, but I am just telling you can also calculate which is the earliest date, which is the latest date also. Like for example, if you select the number of dates and go to the date and click on the earliest, the software will tell you that which date is the earliest. In fact, we know that date of joining is the earliest date. So the earliest date comes here. Similarly, if you go to the date and click on the latest date will come. So how easy it is to perform the date functions in Power BI. Okay. So now I am deleting this. After this, so we have completed the date function. Now we are moving to the next is the number functions, and I am going to spend more time with these functions because these are the most important functions, number functions. So let's spend more time on into it. Now I'm going to do a small case. This is the data. In this data set, we are having the price of the product, the quantity sold, the discount offered by the company, the total cost, and you need to calculate the sales and the profit. You need to calculate the sales and the profit. And the formula of sales is very easy. How many quantities sold multiplied by price per unit is the sales revenue minus discount is the realized sales. So I also want you to write a formula in the book that which formula you will apply to calculate the sales and which formula we require to calculate the profit. So let me try to write here. So where is my pen? Yeah. So I'm going to use the sales equal to price multiplied by quantity minus discount. This formula I'm going to apply here, and profit is equal to sales minus cost. So two formulas I'm going to apply here. So we have to learn that how we can apply the formulas in Power BI. Okay, so this function we are going to apply. Now close the PPT and let's do the Power BI. So in Power BI, first of all, I am going to bring the required column to the last so that we can see the new column very easily. So I am taking, first of all, I have to find out the 4 values. Yeah. So this is the price, quantity, discount, and total cost. So we are going to use these 4 columns to calculate the sales revenue and the profit. So I am taking them to the last. Why? Because I want to show you the new column easily. Otherwise, we have to scroll every time. Okay, now we have the 4 columns in the last. So first of all, I am going to calculate what I'm going to calculate the sales revenue. So obviously I need the new variable in the new column. So whenever we need new variable in the new column, we have to go to the add column, you know that. And here you can see this this box. So we are going to use this box now. And first of all, you have to select the columns which you need to calculate the third variable. So I want to calculate sales revenue first. The formula of sales revenue is price multiplied by the quantity minus this discount. So how to do that? Let's see. So go to the standard and apply multiply. So now we get the values, but the sales revenue is 0. It is not possible. Sales revenue is 0. It is not possible. Yeah. So can you imagine that how we can crack this problem? So now I'm going to do a small change. What is the small change? This value, this new calculation is reflected here, inserted multiplication. So I click on this option, setting option. You can see there is a setting option. So in setting option, if you click on the setting option, the formula you can see which is applied by the Power BI. So the formula is list product, these three variables. So software is applying the multiplication of the three. If I do 1 minus discount, right? For example, suppose you are giving the 10% discount, it means you are selling at 90%. So if I apply 1 minus discount, it means I will get my desired value. So I click OK. And now I actually got what I want. So in this way, we can also do this calculation. And whenever you click on this setting, you always can see the formula here. And these formulas are known as M formula. So once you learn Power BI, you can also learn how to design this formula in the Power BI. Well, that is the advanced thing. So, but for your knowledge, I'm just telling you that the formulas which we can also design in the Power BI. So now this variable is named as sales. So I am converting the name. This is sales revenue. Now, after calculating the sales revenue, I need to do one thing. I want to calculate the profit. And how I can calculate the profit? By subtracting sales minus total cost. So I first select the sales revenue, then total cost, and now I'm going to the standardized. So what I'm going to do? Subtract. Just click on the subtract and you can calculate the profit and the loss. So the positive numbers are representing the profit and the negative values are representing the loss. So I am changing this variable, profit and loss. So how easy it is to calculate the new variables from existing columns. Similarly, you can apply addition, multiplication, subtraction, division. So all these things can be done like this. The way I applied multiply, the same way I can apply add, subtract, divide, etc., etc. Now I'm going to show you another function that is called modulo percentage and percentage of. So that I'm going to show you now. Suppose this is my sales revenue and government want me to pay some tax from these, and the tax is 18%. So I have to calculate the 18% of this value. So I select this, go to the standard, and I go to percentage. And what is the percent? 18%. I want to calculate the 18% of it. Okay. So software will give me the 18% values in 1 second. 18%. So this is the percentage. Another important thing is that sometimes you have the values and you want to calculate that this value is the 18% of which number. 18% of which number is 342. 18% of 900 is which number? 18% of which number is 900. So you just go to this and standard, and now we will click on the percentage of, percent of. So it will ask you that this number is how much percentage of the big number. Let's say 18%. So software is telling you that this is the 18% of 12,000. The 18% of 8100 is 1458. 18% of 900 is 342. So I hope you understand what is the difference between percentage and the percentage of. Where is it? Okay. Now I'm going to show you the third function, which is known as modulo. So suppose I want to divide this value by 18, by 10, 3, 4, any number. So you can see that modulo. Software is asking that which you want to divide all the whole column by which number. I said 7. Okay. Then software is only show me the remainder. Like for example, if you divide the 1900 by 7, the remainder is 3. If you divide the 3600 by 7, the remainder is 2. So if you remember the divisor, remainder, so that kind of thing. Right. So let me just show you one thing. So when you divide 10 by 3, 3 is a 3 is a 9 and 1. So this number is called modulo. Reminder is the modulo. So we have finished the number functions also. So all the number functions are available in here. And now we are moving to the statistics number, a statistics function. So I'm going to apply the statistics function now. And I am deleting modulo because I do not need in the data set. Even I am deleting this percentage of, percentage I am deleting it. These two values we can keep because these are important. Okay. Now after this, I'm just going to file, close and apply. The software will take all the adjustments, all the modifications in the data file. And now the modification is done. So we have the profit somewhere, profit loss. Yeah. So it means the modification is done by the software. Now I'm going to show you the next functions. So the next functions are known as the statistical functions. So again, I'm going to the home, going to the transform data, and using the Power BI dataset, Power Query dataset. Now I am going to apply the statistics function. So we have the statistic function. I'm going to apply on 3 variables, that x, y, z. So you can see that I am having 3 variables x, y, and z. Suppose these are the marks obtained by you in 3 subjects. So let's take these numbers to the right hand side, the most right, because whenever we add a new column, the new column always created at the right most. Okay, now we have three numbers X, Y, and Z. Suppose this is the marks obtained by the people in three tests: test number 1, test number 2, and test number 3. Sometimes we have the sales in city A, sales in city B, sales in city 3, like that. Profit of one product, profit of second product, profit of third product, like that. So then we require these values. Now I'm selecting the three values, three columns, and going to the scientific function, and by clicking on the add column, because I want to create new columns. Add columns, statistical function, sum. If I click on the sum, the new column will show me the sum, minimum value of the minimum number in among the three, maximum of the three, median of the three, average of the three, standard deviation, count, three values, like this. So I'm showing you just some of them. Suppose average. Now this is the average. Okay, one more thing I'm showing you. There are many decimals and I don't like much decimals. So I want to manage the decimals. If you want to manage the decimals, so learn one more function that is called rounding function. So if you click on the round up, so let's see, 86.6 becomes 87. 75.6 becomes 76. It is a round up. If even 78.3 moves to the up, next whole number. Okay, similarly, if I go to the rounding down, then 86.6 becomes 86. So 86 becomes 86, 75 becomes 75, 74 becomes 74. So software is giving you two choice. You can rounding to the nearest higher side, rounding to the nearest lower side. Similarly, I have one more option. Rounding, click on the round, and software is asking you how many decimal you want to see. So I click 2. I want to see only 2 decimal. Then software say no problem. Now you have this 2 decimal. So more decimal cut down to 2 decimal only. So if you have decimal, then it is represented by only 2 decimal. So this 3 functions will help you in rounding the figure. So round up to the higher side, round down to the lower side, and round to the best of the decimals. If you give 1 decimal, it will show you 1 decimal. If you go 2 decimal, it will show you 2 decimals. So I hope the round function is clear. So let's delete the round functions. Okay. So let me delete it. Okay. Now we are working on X, Y, Z. So let's select X, Y, and Z. Go to the statistics function and minimum. I am showing you the average. Let's see average. The software will give the average. Okay, so this I think we have done. Let's calculate some standard deviation. So this is the standard deviation, and I want to change to the 2 decimal. So you will have 2 decimal, or in this case, because in this case new column is not required, even we can select this column, go to transform. I'm not clicking on the add column, I just click on the transform, round by 2. So in these cases, I think the transform function is much better than the add column function. So we can calculate the standard deviation. I hope it is clear to you. So let me delete it. Okay, we have X, Y, and Z. And let's go to the statistics. Add column, and statistics. Let's see the sum. Sum is the total of all the 3 numbers. And we can go to the median, the middle value. Median means middle value. So I hope now you are comfortable in the statistical function also. So I am showing you one more thing. Suppose I want to know whether these values are even or odd. Although it's a stupid question, but maybe helpful in some time. Like for example, if I'm going to the add column, now I'm going to a new function called information. You can see that this is the information, and you are asking the software, tell me whether the number is even or not. So software is saying that this is even number, true, and this is odd number, false. So I don't think it is a very important function. So, but because the software is providing you, so maybe you are using it sometime. Similarly, I can go to the odd, whether it is a odd function or not. So 92 is 73 is odd number. So whenever the number is odd, it is true. Otherwise, it is false. So we can also check these are the facilities here. Okay, so most of the functions we have covered. So if you see, there are 3 functions: text functions, number functions, and date functions. So we have covered all the 3 functions. So I hope now you are having more comfort with the different type of functions, but it requires practice also. So from my side, I completed most of the functions provided by the Power BI in these 3 columns: text, number, and date function also. Now we are moving to the next topic. Okay, this software is not useful for the advanced statistical functions. So for that, you need to go to the SPSS or any other software. So we cannot do statistical analysis in the software. So you have to remember that. So this software is basically the data visualization software. And the cleaning process, which I am telling you. So sometimes you got the unclean data, and these functions are only helpful in cleaning the data. So you have to understand that all these functions are provided to you for cleaning purpose, data cleaning purpose, data modification purpose. Basically, we are not doing the analysis here. We are doing this software is giving you the visualization, power of visualization. So that's why we don't have much statistical test here. Only the visualization is more useful. Okay, so I hope you are understanding this. Now we are going to the next topic that I'm showing you. So we have covered, so we have covered the date functions, add functions, subtract function, multiply, percentage, modulo, round off, round down, round function we covered, even, odd, sign covered, a statistical function covered. Now we are moving to some advanced charts. Okay. There are some advanced charts which every day we are doing. We are learning some new charts. So go to this, and I am going back to the the report page. But before that, you need to go to the file, close and apply. So after close and apply, you can save all the changes which you made in the Power Query. So I hope after this you have understood what is the importance of Power Query. So Power Query have some more functions, but we will learn by time or in another workshop. So now we are moving again to the visualization part, and let's make some more beautiful charts. So first of all, let me make the pages. This page is drill down pie chart. Then we will learn drill down donut chart. Then we will learn sunburst chart. Then we will move to the infographics, which is one of the most attractive option in Power BI. And I can show you, I can guarantee you, you have not seen this kind of chart before, especially infographics. Infographics. Then we will move to histogram. And I'm showing you one more thing. Rename, that is Sankey charts. Sankey charts. So these charts we are going to learn now. So first of all, let's go to the drill down pie chart. Because all these charts are advanced charts, so we have to click on these three dots. So these three dots you have seen. So click on these three dots. Get more visuals. And first is my, so which chart you know, which chart you require, you just type here drill down pie chart. So this is my drill down pie chart, drill down donut chart. So let's take this chart first. Okay. So whatever chart I'm showing you are the most popular charts. It is a Power BI certified chart. Pricing, basic is available, but some advanced function you have to buy. So, but let's see. We clicked on it, and the visual is successfully imported. You can see the visual. Click on this. And now we have the visual here. If you want to learn the tutorial, you can learn it. Otherwise, I am directly going to the chart. So for your benefit, I just take these values here. So that you can take these three values from the data set and make this chart. So we are taking the product, month, and sales. Okay, so click on this chart. This is okay. We have to go to the data sales data set. So product and sales. So now the chart is ready. And okay, well, we need one more chart. What more value? So we can add more categories in product. I want to add city also. I want to add month also. Okay, so I'm adding more values here. So now what is the benefit of this? So first of all, we have to take some uh, the formatting, because this is not visible to me also. So let's go to the format option and do some formatting. Some of the options are paid options. So we can increase or decrease the chart, enable 3D. So some 3D visualization is coming, and number of slices, fine. Detail level. First of all, I want to do the detail labeling, and I want all detail labels. So all detail label comes here, and need to increase the font size. I think it is visible now. Okay, actually, that, so there is an advertisement in the chart which I want to remove, but it is not going. Let's do it again. City, product, and month, sales. The chart is ready. In formatting, we are doing the details labels first. Label style, all details labels, format you. Title also I need to change. In center, this is the title. Title is very, very important part of the chart, and put it bold. And background, I want to take yellow. Now I think it is fine. The only problem is that how to delete it, that is the issue. Okay, now what is the basic quality of this font? If you click on this, it will move to the second layer. It will again move to this third layer. So you can see the layers. So if you click on center, it will come back to the original. Now it is original. City-wise sales, if you click on Delhi, in Delhi, sale of ghee, sale of honey, sale of cookies, sale of fruit juice. If you click on cookies, the sale of cookies in all the months. So by clicking into it, you can going in detail. Similarly, I'm showing you. Suppose I can add more features into it. I suppose, let me take the years also. So it's your choice how many categories you can make. So in one chart, you have all the information. So if you click on the let's say Mumbai sales of different product. If you want to see the honey sale, click on honey. The year-wise sale, I think this is the year-wise sale of the honey. Again, if you go to, let's say this, so month-wise sale. So why in one graph we have many layers? So this is the benefit of the drill down pie chart. So I hope you understand the importance of this chart. So you can go to the detail by just clicking one option and then go like this. So this is the power of the drill down pie chart. And I hope you like it. So these are the advanced charts. You can include these charts in the presentations and it will definitely attract others. Similarly, I'm going to the drill down donut chart. So you know that how to take all these charts. Go to the three visuals, three dots, get more visual. The chart which you need, you can type here, drill down donut. So we have drill down combo chart, we have drill down map. Also, there are so many options here: drill down network, drill down combo, drill down waterfall, drill down combo. So these are the different charts: drill down graph, drill down time. Now I am showing you one more drill down donut chart. So rest of the chart you will try. So I'm adding it. It is a Power BI certified chart. The chart is coming here, import successful. And it is a pro chart. It is not a free chart. It is a pro chart. Some advanced features are available with basic features are free, but some advanced features are paid. I click on the donut chart. The donut chart will come here. And I am taking the format. Let me try the formatting of the pie chart. So you click on format painter. Yeah, but it is not working. Actually, the paid, all the advanced charts are not using this function, but let me, no problem. So we will keep the values here, city and product. Mhm. So it is behaving differently. Okay. Product, city, and values. We can take the profit or the sales. Yeah. So this is the drill down donut chart. Same function as pie chart. You can add more categories into it. I can add month. I can add year, like that. So here you have to click on this part. So the same function like drill down pie chart is similar to the drill down donut chart. And if you want to come back, you have to click on center. And if you keep on clicking on the center, it will come back to the original. So most of the quite similar with the pie chart. If you like pie chart, you can use pie chart. If you like donut chart, you can use donut chart. Not much difference. So I'm not spending time in formatting of this chart. Rather, we go to the next chart. So next chart, which I'm going to show you, is the infographics, which is quite popular chart. And personally, I like this chart much. Why? Because I'm telling you. So this is also a advanced chart. Infographics. If you write infographics here, infographics. So this is infographic designer. And okay, so you can take this chart. Even this chart is so popular, it comes in the front page somewhere. This is one of the infographic chart. It comes in the, without searching you can find it very easily. Most popular chart. It is a free chart, so we are having more comfort with the free charts. Add it. It is a PBI certified chart, Power BI certified chart. Click on add, and infographics will come here. Okay, so they are saying that they are modifying this chart. So this is a infographic designer. So this is infographic designer. So let's take product here, sales in the values. So now you may be thinking that what's different into it. Is a simple column chart, but actually it is not a simple column chart. It is something else. So I'm showing you. First of all, let's do some formatting. In this chart, first of all, we have to do some formatting. So go to this format option, and first title I want to fix first. And I always keep the background in title, central element, and increasing the sales by product. Then I want the axis, x-axis and y-axis, they are very not visible. So we have to find out the axis. Okay, maybe it is available here. Chart. Okay, let me try any other option. Go to file, options and setting, and options. Let me try this. So we have some option comes. I want to data, what kind of setting I need. Regional setting, data. Okay. Report setting. Yeah, in report setting, we must have some options. In basic charts, we have all the facilities, but in expert charts, these so we are having limited facilities, so nothing is coming. Okay, now in this chart, you can see this edit mark. This edit mark. So this edit mark is the most important part of the infographic. I click on the edit mark. Now the software is saying you need different, you can add some many other things into it. Like for example, if you want to increase these shapes, like if I click on this, so shape 1, fill percentage, none, multiple units. Okay. And this option is for delete. So the previous image deleted, and now the new shape is coming. Suppose I delete it. I want to add some more. We are having different options like diamond you can add, or food and drink you can add this much. but you have to delete first one. So delete any image and you can insert any image. So you can also insert these, and not only this, you can add combo of two charts, combo of two things. Like you can add two different things, delete, previous delete, and take this. Okay, if you don't like this, delete it and click on this and delete this. And other than this, you can see the option insert image, insert image. Insert image, go to the insert image, upload. So you can upload any of the image which you want to take in the picture. Suppose I paste my insert this. So this kind of chart you can make. So you can add logo, you can add the pictures, you can add images, different symbols. So that is the most attractive part of this. So this facility I have not seen any other software. To you can add fun into the visualizations. And not only this, you can also add multiples. You can see there is an option called multiple units. If I go to the multiple units, the software is asking that, okay, multiple units on, and you can add 5 units like this. You can add 1 unit like this. So there are different, you can make this graph attractive. So I delete it and can insert any other image. You can insert text also, right? So what text? If I write my name, but actually it is coming very, my name is appearing here, but it is, the font size is very low. And font size, I think we can increase by this, like that. So there are many options in this infographics you have to make your chart attractive. So nature, if you like nature, so you can add the nature also, delete, and even this text I delete. Any other thing which you require. If you are animal lover, you can apply the animals here. So basically it depends upon how creative you are in making the graphs. So there are different options. People, you can, if you are people, then you can apply this also. So you can try so many things here, and these kind of charts. So that is the that is called infographics. So this infographics makes the column chart very attractive. Column chart very attractive. But frankly speaking, I like insert image portion is, I like this much, because you can insert yourself in the columns and the columns looks more attractive. In presentation, you can do this also. So that is the different thing that infographics gives us. So I hope you like this infographic, and if you learn it, you can do many more things here. Similarly, we can go for logo also. You can apply logo of the company, image of the product, like that. So I hope you like it. Now go to the sunburst chart. The next chart, we have to go to the 3 clicks, 3 dots, get more visual, and you have to type here sunburst chart. This is sunburst chart. Add it, and sunburst chart is coming here. This is our sunburst chart. So we have more than 1,000 type of charts. Can you imagine this? That we can use in Power BI. So in sunburst charts, the asking is group. You show the group, city, product, year, and sales comes here. Now your sunburst chart is ready. So what is the facility in this case? So here I am deleting, I think this is by better. So if you want to see the Delhi sales, click on Delhi sales is this. The proportion of sales is this. If you click on Calcutta, 24.76% sales. If you calculate in Mumbai, 24.9%. If you click on the Bangalore, 25%. If you want to click on the fruit juices, the percentage is only 8.1%. Cookies in Delhi, 6.49%. Honey, 5.79% of the total sales. Ghee in Delhi, 4.86%. So if you click on any option, you can get the answer here. You can get the answer here. So this is a unique way to represent your answer by making this chart. This chart is called sunburst chart, and it is of a unique kind of chart which gives you the answer in percentage, right? Even by a single click. So single click, answer, single click, answer, single click, answer, single click, answer, like that. So this is known as sunburst chart. It's a advanced chart. And now we are moving to the last chart. Our last chart is the histogram. Histogram chart. Again, go to the 3 dots, get more visuals, and type the histogram chart. Histogram chart. So there are many types of histogram charts. Let's go back. Histogram by PQS system, but the rating is very poor. You can see box. This chart is also available here. Box and whisker chart. Box and whisker chart. Let's try this box and whisker chart first. And it is free, Power BI certified. Add it. So I am making the rename. This is my box plot. And where this is the box plot. So add data field here. Let me try. Axis category 1 product, axis category 2 city, value sales. Okay, so you can see that the sales of different product in different cities. This is the cookie sales in Bangalore. This is the fruit juices sales in Bangalore. So you have this kind of chart, and let me format it to make some. Let me try to improve this chart. Orientation, box options. Okay, you can convert into a the horizontal also, but vertical is fine. Sorting option. Okay, box option, y-axis, y-axis. So first of all, increase the font size of the y-axis. So this is the sales actually. Similarly, I want to take the x-axis. That is more important. Okay, now you can see that it is all are clear, and you can manage. And let me minimize this so that you can make better chart. Okay. So similarly, we can make other formatting. So this chart is okay. This chart is showing you this is the average sales, median sales, lowest sales, highest sales. So every plot is consisting of four things: minimum, maximum, mean, and median. This filled value is the median, and the center value is the mean. You can see that the software is showing you the mean of also, and the first quartile, the maximum value, like this. So we can also draw the box plot chart, and we can compare also all the. So in this case, the biggest advantage is that you can compare the sales of different products in different cities. Okay, now we are moving to the histogram. And click on the three dots, get more visual. So there are so many visuals into this. You require a lot of time to use and try this. So histogram is a very common chart which most of the people made. So let me show you the histogram. Histogram is showing you the values I'm taking from the sales data. Okay, so only one variable is required for this, sales. And frequencies, so basically we are representing the total sales, that most of the sales are this. In some cases, we are having the extremely high sales. So this range of sales comes very less, low sales. So you know that frequency distribution. So it is a kind of distribution of the variable. So you can use sales, profit, and what else we can do here? So okay, software can show only the overall value, not we cannot add any other variable here. You just plot the histogram of a single variable. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Histogram. So this histogram is showing you the distribution of the variable and along with the range. So range you can see in the x-axis. So it's very easy to make histogram in the Power BI. And now I'm showing you different kind of chart that is called Sankey chart. Sankey chart. So right here, Sankey spelling maybe. Oh, you can make a violin plot. visualize your data. So try this, because actually there are so many charts available here. So I want to see the Shanky spelling. Yeah, Shanky chart. So this is the Shanky chart, and Shanky chart is mostly used in bibliometrics. So this is the Shanky chart. In Shanky chart, you can combine 3 variables together. Suppose I want to connect, the source is the city, destination is the product, and weight is the sales. So now this chart is actually, there must be 3 variables, but I'm making 2 variables. The Calcutta sales. So Calcutta sales of cookies. So it is combining 2 things. So suppose you want to know what is the sale of the Bangalore honey in Bangalore. So you have to find out the link honey with the Bangalore. So I think this is the link. So Bangalore honey. So you can find out the link and see its value. So this chart is called Shanky chart. So you can combine, basically here I'm combining only 2 things. You can also combine many variables. Yeah, if I combine year, then it will be too complicated. So you can combine 2 variables, city, product. I think this is better. So if you want to relate 2 variables together, you can apply this. And similarly, if you calculate profit, so you can find out the profit of, and you can also see that the size of this part is more as compared to this. So in Bangalore, the sales of fruit juices is higher than the cookies and other products. So you can see this Mumbai, the width of this chart is higher as compared to cookies. So fruit juices in Mumbai are more than the profit of cookies in Mumbai. So this is known as Shanky chart. Sometimes they are very useful. And in bibliometrics, we make these charts. So I hope we have completed the task decided for today. And let me go back and revise what we have done today. We first of all, we covered the date functions. Then we covered the number functions. Then we covered the statistics functions. Then we learned this drill down donut chart, pie chart, infographics, sunburst chart, and Shanky chart, as well as box plot chart. So that initially was not was in my mind, but I hope I should cover these also. So thanks for the patience listening. And now I'm going to unmute you for discussion. Give me a minute.